one of the number one questions I always get is, should I have a professional account and a personal account? Like, they need to keep those separate in their mind because they can't mix, right? And it's the most powerful personal brands, they mix because they're an integrated person that's fully expressed. They know what they stand for. They know what they stand against. They're not afraid to speak to those things, no matter what they're doing, whether they're speaking professionally or personally. It's all the same because that belief system is the same. And that's going to be a part of all of their messaging. So the fact that I help people build personal brands when I am no marketing expert, this is proof to you that before we can even dive into the marketing and strategy side of it, we have to know who we are. An exercise that I do with a lot of my clients is I will have them write their eulogy. This forces people to take a look at their life up to this point and ask themselves, what does my life mean? What have I done? How have I helped people? What will people say about me when I'm not here? If I died today, what would that contribution be that I have made? And it always amazes people when they do this. They don't write down their niche. They don't write down their profession. They write down how they made other people feel, what they believed in, what they valued. No one is going to know what you believe in and what you value if you don't say it. And the problem today is most people have lost their voice and they don't even know it. And the moment they go to put a camera on them and try to build a personal brand, that comes to the surface and they think, why is this so hard for me to make a video? I've done so many amazing things in my career. Why am I struggling to articulate that? Well, because you've been operating under the identity of that label, whatever your profession may be. And as a result of you being so focused on that identity, you forgot who you are in the process. And this is really normal. This happens to all of us, which is why I love that we are in this era where personal branding is so important because it is forcing us to take a deeper look and to ask ourselves, why do we care what others think? Why are we afraid of these comments or people close to us and what they're going to say? Well, we've been conditioned from very early on to express for approval when you're in a classroom. If you have a different idea that goes against the societal norm, that's not going to go over well. So you're just going to put that idea to the side. You get really good at optimizing for approval. But to have influence, you have to operate from truth. And the only way for you to do that is to actually take a look at who you are, what you believe in, and finally start to express that. The reason people don't is because they're afraid not just of judgment, but also job security. If they say what they really feel, are they going to be let go? Because their opinions are different or their beliefs are different than other people. This is a real thing that happens every single day. And what I say to that is if you are, well, then you weren't meant to be there anyway. And you've got to have enough self-trust and belief that another door is going to open. This is the place we need to get to where we can hear others, we can have different opinions, and we're still going to be okay. We can respect people. So the first thing you have to do before you can create influence is you have to know what your life is going to mean and what you actually care about. And once you've identified what that's going to look like, now you can express that in all of the work that you do because it's going to follow you no matter what you're doing. I don't care what your profession is today. If you're integrating your life purpose into everything, then that's going to be with you in 10 years, in 20 years. So that's the starting point. We have to know what we care about, what our life is going to mean. I've done this work with hundreds of people to finally start showing up online and to express who they authentically are and be able to create massive, massive influence and to monetize that influence. I've created a 7-day visibility challenge. This has been life-changing for so many people that have been struggling to come up with ideas, struggling to actually start creating and do it consistently. It's very hard to be consistent when you are performing instead of expressing, which is what many people do because they look at this as marketing. I got to do this marketing. I got to put myself out there because I got to build this brand. That's how I'm going to stay relevant today. But they're only looking at it through the lens of marketing. And what do I do? You know, what makes me the best at it? And they get exhausted from expressing in that way. Do the 7-day challenge. It will open up so many things for you. You will be able to see who you truly are, what you truly care about, and how that merges with what you do professionally, because it always does. And then you'll be able to come up with ideas. You'll be able to create consistently, and it will start to actually become fun. It doesn't have to be this daunting task when you're not performing and when you're simply just expressing. So if that is something that you want, I will put the link in the description of this video, and I will see you guys inside the Visibility Challenge.